All right, so it's 2013. The game is Ultimate Ascent. We're playing Frisbee. We have to climb this pyramid at the end of the game. There's a pyramid on each side of the field, and it's like a frame. It's not a solid pyramid. It's made of
like a jungle gym.
Metal, like a jungle gym.
Yep.
Thank you. And we can hold 3 Frisbees. Each robot can hold 3 Frisbees. Again, we're playing 3-on-3. We have a couple different goals to shoot at, too. A high goal for extra points. It's a narrower, maybe a little bit tighter fit.
Yep.
And a larger goals for less points, easier to hit.
And again, we have a camera that allows us to see the goals, so we can aim rather precisely at it.
There are safe zones.
Yep.
There are some safe zones that you can get to. Under your pyramid, you can not be touched and you can fire your shots cleanly. And then all the way at the other end of the field, where you pick up the Frisbees, there was a safe zone.
Right.
Well, Peter figured out very early on that the real way to win this game was to park in a safe zone and shoot the cross field shot. And James and I looked at him and were like, nobody's going to do that. That won't work out. We'll come back to that later.
We built a good bot.
So we designed, the ultimate Swiss Army knife of bots. It contained a facility for climbing the pyramid.
Collecting the Frisbees.
Collecting the Frisbee. I mean, we designed this really horrendous apparatus that with a suction cup would reach down, grab a Frisbee, put it into the hopper and load it up. And we discovered at our first competition at Hatboro that was not necessarily a really good idea.
No. Matter of fact, it was such a bad idea that we had 6 hours of open bag time between our first event and the next. And we used that 6 hours to just take the whole top off the robot and retool it into a much simpler, much more effective, very fast cycle bot that picked up I guess we hand loaded it.
Yeah, we did a hand,
because we didn't do any pickup, but it could really shoot the Frisbee
and it could drive fast.
And it could climb one rung. And we did that, lots of Frisbees and a first level climb, and we decided that was good enough. And
it was.
And it was, yeah. We went well with that, absolutely.
Where did we end up? We did.
After we rebuilt that, we played at SCH,
right.
And it took off, and we were doing great. I think we ended up winning that event. There were some really intense matches in the finals where you had to figure out, to go back to what you were just saying, that long bot. We see all of a sudden at these events, there are robots that can shoot the entire field, and they are accurate. And if they get back to that loader station where there's a safe zone,
touch them.
You are not allowed to touch them. So all of a sudden, they're just sitting there shooting Frisbees every few seconds, putting up points.
To me though, it would be so boring to have that robot, because my drive team, all they have to do is move the robot to a spot and then they're done. And
leave it on, leave the wheel on.
Yeah.
Not so much fun.
But effective.
But a very effective strategy. And so the defense against that is don't let them get there.
Right.
Do not let this bot get to that area. And we made a very good strategy in the finals. I think this is actually probably one of the first years, and it came out of that first event where we started looking at strategy more. We started looking at how these games were going to be played, who was going to make what choice, and where we would fit in that. When we made those changes, we made those choices at the elimination at SCH, it was so successful. We won that event. We went next to Hartford, Connecticut. Thank you.
Yeah, Hartford, Connecticut.
We drove up to Hartford. We did really well there. We were in first place. We
kind of got the out of town treatment, and no one wanted to play with us, and it was kind of a shame, because we would have done well there too. But since we were from out of state and out of town, we were strangers, and the local team sort of ganged up against us. But it's all part of it.
So the thing that was really new about 2013 is it's the first year that we were really competitive in the Chairman's Award competition.
Yes.
We won the Chairman's Award first at Hatboro Horsham District Competition. We then won it again at the Lehigh Regional Championship, and that in fact was what qualified us to go to the World Championship.
Correct.
Are we still in Atlanta, or are we in, no, we're in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
We're
This is St. Louis, maybe year 2 of St. Louis.
And so we had an incredibly good, talented team that was presenting Chairman's, and rumor has it that we made it to the Final Four. We did not win, and they won't tell us exactly where we ended up ranking.
We probably never will, but
that's all right.
But It was an extraordinary accomplishment for a little team. We lost out to a huge team from California.
And we joke with our kids all the time, this is not about the robot. And chairmans, our working chairmans that you really prove
Is the
that
proof of that.
the robot is just a byproduct of working with kids and just finding a way to make them successful. And it was really just, it was heartwarming.
It was a springboard for the next few years of chairmen for exactly what you're saying, the community outreach that we've done, the growth of the team. Really excellent.
The expansion within SCH to FLL and FTC.
It was an overall great season.